What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And whichever platforms you're listening to this on, I want to let you know I really do appreciate you. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being subscribed. And if you are not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation/reality chat. And guys, I really didn't have any plans and intentions on speaking about Martell today, but something showed up in my YouTube feed, so it really related to my thoughts with regards to Martell and Melody and this joint custody situation that a lot of discussion has been going around this subject this past week. So I guess God said go to me. Because I am seeing it as a sign. Because I listened to this guy who was speaking about narcissism and admitted that this is something that he has dealt with. I just really felt that this is something that I need to share. So I'm going to put a link to the video in the description box so that you can check it out. But the video title is I Was a Stalker in 1991. Once the narcissist loses you, they go very dark. Please, in all caps, protect yourself. So it really put me in mind with regards to Melody, because I will reiterate this. I've said this a number of times. I don't have anything against anyone that calls himself a millimeter. I don't have a problem with people who call themselves that. I just don't call myself a fan of anyone. So that's just my thing. So I don't want anyone to feel like because I'm creating this commentary, I must be a millimeter or I'm standing for her or whatever. It has nothing to do with that, because I'm one of those people that I feel like I try my best to be on the side of right. I'm not saying that I even know what is right all of the times in my life, because there may have been some times where I thought I was right and then I found myself to be wrong, and I happily would admit that, because I don't gain anything from trying to be a know-it-all. That's not what I'm trying to be. I'm just sharing my honest opinions on my platform. And for me, I feel that Melody has gotten a real bad rap recently, especially with regards to the hearing that was had and these court documents that I have not seen, but I've heard other people speak about and even allegedly read. And I say allegedly is because I didn't have the paperwork in front of me, so I'm assuming that they did. And people making comments about how Melody has, based on the judge's interpretation, made the co-parenting situation difficult. And I really didn't think it was fair, because based on the things that we have been privy to see, and I know we don't see everything, but based on the things that we've been privy to see and just his own actions and things that he has done and said to try to blast Melody, to try to turn the kids, I feel, in his favor against their mom by doing videos with the children and, pitting the kids against their mom to say things that dad did that mom didn't do, and just ridiculous stuff like that. Like, what adult would do something like that? You would maybe think a teen parent might do something like that, not a supposed adult. And this is something that Martell did. And I'm quite sure there were many a times that Melody wanted to put her kids on the video and let them just let go and let God when it comes to speaking things about their dad. But she doesn't strike me as the type of person that even speaks negatively about their father when the cameras are not around and when their father is not in their presence. So I really felt like she got a bad rap where that was concerned. So I saw this video, never seen this guy's YouTube channel ever in my life, but this video was in my feed, and I said, So I listened to it, and I'm going to play and give my commentary with regards to how I feel about Martell and how I feel like this man is really describing Martellholt to a T, and why Melody was doing her best to try to protect her children, but also protect herself, her sanity, and her peace against this man that I believe is a narcissist. I believe displays characteristics of a narcissist and a sociopath, and why I believe that before any ruling was made, that the court should have him have some sort of, I don't even know like what the term or phrase would be, but something intense in terms of his personality functions, because there are people that have these personality disorders. They're called personality disorders. Being a narcissist, someone who has bipolar disorder, someone who displays and exhibits the traits of being a schizophrenic or a sociopath. Like, these are definite things that people need to consider, because unfortunately courts don't take these things into consideration unless someone has unfortunately gotten hurt and it's too late. And I'm not saying that that has happened, but sometimes it doesn't start out with small increments of, I don't even want to use the word, but physicalities that person may display against the children, and then wind up getting to the point where something unfortunate that you cannot change and you can't turn around has happened. And I pray that in spite of things that have transpired in the public eye, things that have been going on social media, people speaking about her family, her children, the custody battle, and people speaking negatively about her and saying things like, well, she should never deny the father the right to be a father to the children. Because I've said this before, I don't believe she's ever tried to stop him from being a father. But what this man said in this video just really reiterated my thoughts with regards to Martell. So I'm going to play this commentary, let you check it out, and then you let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
I would like for you all to understand something. This video is about when a narcissistic person starts to stalk. I did a video about this like 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, when I first started doing my videos. People laughed at me. World Star Hip Hop got it, laughed at me, posted it. It's all good. I went through that. I'm going to do it again. When the tables turn in your favor and a narcissistic person is starting to lose, going to hurt, going to become very, very toxic, okay? It's going to happen. Whenever you hurt a good person, a good-natured person, somebody that's treating you right, somebody that's in your corner, somebody that's not cheating on you, somebody that's helping you take care of your bills, your kids, possibly paying your child support, getting you out of jail, paying your parking tickets. This is for men that do this for women too, okay? Whenever you have somebody pouring into you like that, and you misuse them, you abuse them, you hurt them, you neglect them, you cheat on them, when those tables turn, your strength is gone, stripped, gone. 1991, Leon Robert Walker Jr., 25, 26 years old, 24, somewhere in there. Looked at my girlfriend at the time, was like, I don't love you. I don't even like you anymore. I did that. I did it because we were deploying, and I wanted to go overseas and cheat and sleep with exotic Asian women. So if I break up with her now, overseas, when I'm having sex with these women, it's not cheating. 100% true. Yes. My narcissism was at an all-time high again. Months later, we come back from deployment. She got another guy. Boom. Instantly lost my mind. When narcissistic people are doing what they're doing, it's good, it's fun. We're in control, we're in charge. We hurt people, don't care. But when it happens to us, when those tables turn, we're not equipped to deal with the pain, the hurt.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. So you heard what he said up to this point. And it just, as he was speaking, I could just picture the Love and Marriage Huntsville from the beginning, when Martell felt like he had the control and he wanted to continue to do what he was doing. He thought it was funny. He thought it was all good. You know, it was just fun and games. And Melody just had to deal with it. Like this guy was saying, you know, when you're doing it, you don't care about other people. You're just having fun. You're doing what you're doing. And that's what he was doing. And he even mentioned something about breaking it off with his girlfriend before he was going to go on deployment, because at that point, because he knew what he wanted to do. So if he broke it off with her, then it's not cheating. With Martell, he tried to give this lie about Melody said that he needed to go get a girlfriend, so he didn't even see himself as cheating because she's the one that told him to go get a girlfriend, which we all truly believe that he's definitely bugging and he's a liar.
Equipped to deal with what's coming our way. You now have to embrace your life. You have to embrace your strength. You have to embrace the love of yourself. You have to embrace your self-love, your self-respect. Because when those tables are turned, that's God giving you your power back, because you didn't want to take your power back from me because you love me so much. So God switched those tables, gave you the power back. Now it's time for you to enjoy your life. What you have to do, you have to put things in place. I'm not talking about boundaries. I'm talking about safety measures. Because when I was stalking my girlfriend for almost a year, there was nothing safe about me at all. I got into her apartment. I got into her car. I'm looking through her glove compartment. I'm looking through her drawers. I'm smelling her panties. All of this, I did it all. Went to her job, asked her to marry me, got on one knee, brought flowers, bought a ring from the pawn shop. Lost my mind. She told me no, of course. And then showed me her new boyfriend that had pictures on her desk. I lost my mind. I wasn't taking showers. I was on the Navy ship. I wasn't brushing my teeth. I wasn't shaving. I wasn't getting haircuts. Nothing. I was stinking. I was funky. When those tables turn, narcissistic people are not fit to deal with it. So you put strict measurements in place, strict safety precautions in place. To your brother, your uncle, your father, your mother, your sister, your co-workers, Leon is popping up. Leon is calling me. My ex-girlfriend years ago, I called her mother over 100 times. She told me, Leon, you got to stop calling me so much. She's gone. You pushed her away. I couldn't understand. I didn't want to hear that. They're going to call you. They're going to pop up. They're going to park by your car. They're going to come to your job. They're going to come to the gym. They're going to come to the grocery store. You have to put safety precautions in place. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your children. You have to protect your family. When a narcissistic person gets that narcissistic injury, and y'all talk about it, we are not equipped to deal with it. So we're emotionless. We're looking around for help. And now the devil been getting us to go cheat and have a supply and do this and do that and curse you out and put you down. When it happens, when God turns the tables, the devil gone. You look like, yo, Diablo, where you at? Gone, by yourself. Narcissistic people are not accustomed. They're not used to being alone. That's why we have supply. We are dependent on other people. We are addicted to other people. We are addicted to the praise, the handshakes, the hugs. But when the carpet is stripped from up under us, we're on shaky ground again.
All right. I'm going to pause right there. You heard what he said. He spoke specifically about putting safety measures in place to protect yourself, to protect your children. And again, it just put me in mind of Melody. Do you really believe that this woman got a burner phone, got her phone number, her other phone number changed, and wouldn't give it out to him, and even not giving it out to some so-called friends, just for the sake of arrogance or feeling like she's above everyone else or feeling like she's better than other people? Like, do you really believe that? I truly believe that these are things that she has done to try her best to protect her safety, her children, her sanity. Because listen, she is filming for this reality show, even though it's the #1 show on OWN, but let's just be honest, it's not Bravo TV. They're not getting millions of views. Carlos King, there's a reason why he's always doing podcasts and he's talking about the Real Housewives and people on Bravo and things like that. Like, he's not doing that for fun, okay? If he was that busy and booked being the executive producer, whatever, of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, and the Bell Collective, like, and even now, what is it, Grown and Gospel on WeTV, these are not shows on Bravo TV. He used to be affiliated with that, but he's no longer. And this is a way that he keeps connected with them. But even with that being said, those people that are filming, they're not security guards. Melody, I believe needs security. And because of the toxicity of the narcissistic personality that he has displayed, in my opinion, some dangerous tendencies. You heard this man talking about how he was showing up, getting into the girl's apartment, sniffing her underwear, and how narcissists, they have to always be around people. Martell, he definitely strikes me as that type. He's doing that with this fake relationship with Sheree, going on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, trying to portray an image that he actually is not living, and wanting people to believe that he's living his best life when in all actuality, he really is so dark. When Letitia talked about dark soul, you couldn't have told me that she was talking about Melody. I could have sworn she was talking about Martell. It's like, who has a dark soul? I know they're not sitting right next to each other, but they are near each other. Both of their names start with an M. So you couldn't be talking about Melody. You have to be talking about Martell. A dark soul? Like, this man is so dark. And when he showed up to the house with a bottle of wine, Melody did not want to let him in the house. Do you think she was just doing that for the cameras? She was doing that to protect herself. When he showed up, when she was out on an alleged date with someone during the time of their separation / beginning of the divorce, and he just showed up with a phone and he's recording them, and they had to get up and leave. And when she confronted him about it later, he said he's going to show up whenever he feels like it. Stalker tendencies, exactly what this man was describing. So her protecting herself, having the communications between she and him in writing, so that's why she's doing it via email versus speaking, and she doesn't have any proof of what was actually said. I don't blame her for that. I really don't. You have to really look deeper when it comes to this situation, because this isn't the everyday typical baby mama, baby daddy, or even the typical divorce, because I've heard too many different people speak about being either in relationships with a narcissist, or once you are no longer in a relationship with a narcissist, how you have to protect yourself. And this one, I never heard this guy speak about it, because he's speaking about himself and his own experience, but it just, to me, corroborates the thoughts that I have about Martell.
Yeah. Back to how our childhood was, looking for people to help us. Put safety things in place. Tell your neighbor, the police department, the fire department, because that narcissistic person, at that moment in time, when you get away and your life is beautiful and you're doing what you're doing, they should be in therapy or the psych ward. I should have been in the psych ward as a kid, for sure. I should have been in the psych ward at 24, 25 years old when I was stalking my ex-girlfriend. But I didn't do it. I didn't stalk her to hurt her. I stalked her because I wanted the answers. Why did you leave me? But I pushed her away. Sometimes they're going to stalk you to hurt you so you can't date and move on. Protect yourself. Change your locks. Have people around you. Tell your neighbors. You got to be very, very safe. You got to be very safe conscious. You do. That's all I can tell you about that. Let your family know. Let your friends know. And don't play with the narcissistic person once they're hurt. Don't give them false hope, because they'll hold on to it. Oh, she likes me again. She loves me again. We'll get back together. No. Once it's over, it's over. If they try to get you back, it's to hurt you even more. Okay? Put safety precautions in place. Tell your family, your friends, your coworkers. Don't answer phone calls. Don't answer text messages. Don't answer emails. When you leave your house, watch yourself. Be very, very vigilant, please. Only thing that stopped me from going overboard is because I was in the Navy and I didn't want to ruin my naval career. Some of these people get to a point where the narcissist person's heart is broken, and nothing will stop them from getting back at you or trying to get you or contacting you. Nothing. There's nothing in place. There's nothing for them to lose. I had a lot to lose. All right, y'all have a great day.
All right, guys. So you heard it, and whew, that was a lot. It was definitely eye-opening. And I'm sure these are things that Melody already knows, and she's trying her best to do that. But I'll be honest, I feel, and I don't see everything that's going on, but just my personal opinion, if she's not already doing this, I feel that she really needs to take this even more seriously. I don't know how much longer this show is going to be running on. I mean, I don't wish for anybody's their checks to stop coming in because of the opportunity that they have from being on this show. But I really don't have any idea how much longer this show is going to be airing. But she really needs to consider having more protection and putting more precautions in place against this man, and moving forward when the show isn't airing anymore. Because I do feel that at this point in time, with she and he still being on Love and Marriage Huntsville, it gives her some protection, even though this is not a security guard or a police officer. But because he cares about his image so much, and that's all he really, cares about is his image and what he wants. That's the only reason why I believe that he hasn't gone there in possibly trying to do something to harm her. But we've heard about things that he has done when she was wanting to leave and wanting to get the children's furniture and doing things like that. Like, he wouldn't allow her to take anything. They had to sleep on air mattresses. Look, I know for some people they may say, oh, big deal, it's air mattress. It's not like you were out in the streets or in a homeless shelter. But for him to want to hurt her, he in turn was doing it to the children, because that's what a narcissistic personality will do. And with these things that this man shared in this video, because I'm assuming that he got the help that he needed, he admitted, he said, I should have been in a psych ward. He said, I should have been in a psych ward when I was a child, but based on the things that I did when I was in my 20s, like, I should have been in a psych ward. The only reason why I didn't go further is because I did care about my military career, and I didn't want to cause me to be dishonorably discharged from the military and lose my security clearance and things like that. So not everyone thinks in that way. Martell is not doing anything to try to better himself overall, because he doesn't believe he needs therapy. He's only going to see a female. He wouldn't see Dr. Francis or somebody who's like really advanced clinically to assist him and get him on some meds and some things like that that'll help to regulate his mind and how he operates, so that he won't eventually possibly injure, hurt, or harm his children or his ex-wife, or anyone else for that matter. I don't even wish that he hurts or harms the other chick that he had a child with. But it's been alleged that that possibly already did happen, and he was arrested for it. But he tried to come out and say that that didn't happen, when on Sherelle's World channel, she actually said that it has been proven that, yeah, he definitely was taken in, but some strings were pulled, or, something along those lines, and he was able to be released on his own recognizance, and there was no actual charge pending where he had to show back up and, or anything like that. I just believe that Melody is doing all she can do right now that is going to help to protect her. It's not just about, oh, I want to protect my peace, or I don't want any negative energy around me. I don't believe it's just that. I believe it's a whole lot more. And I do believe that Melody, in some ways, she does cover some things up. She has the right to do that because, yeah, you're on a reality show, but that doesn't mean that you want everyone in your deepest, darkest situations and secrets. And she's shared a lot. So at some point, it's like, well, can I hold some things back? Do I have to tell it all? Do I have to? I'm sure that this is not something that she feels even looks good for her. Like, who wants to have this type of drama out there about their life on social media, especially when you're trying to elevate and move on? But because of the type of personality that he has, he really doesn't want her to elevate, and definitely doesn't want her to move on. He wants to, in some ways, hold her hostage in this situation. will always be connected because of these 4 kids. So I'm going to do my best to make your life a living hell. That's what I believe he's trying to do. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, guys, because I really feel that she's gotten a bad rap when it comes to this custody battle. And even though she has stated through word of her cousin and even a post that she did on her social media stories that she, feels like she's got the victory and she's won, I don't believe that she even wanted to do any of this stuff at all, and definitely didn't want this information to be put out there. And it's really not fair for people to base some words put in a court order by a judge that doesn't know any of them personally, and just basing some actions that she has taken, such as communicating with him via email, not giving him her real phone number, and not communicating with him when she has the children during her time of custody to see if he wants to babysit the kids, if she needs to get a babysitter to handle some business or do some things, and she just wants to keep it separate. I agree with this gentleman where it's like, you really have to be careful about being around these people because they are dangerous. But, some people they're just going to look at it in that way of, Martell with his chocolate head, he's going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, he wants to have a peach and blah blah blah. It's more than that. I can make the jokes and all those things about that too, but I just believe it just goes way deeper than that. How sick do you have to be? And Sheree, as old as she is, and I'm sorry, I just can't with those two. I really was disgusted when I learned that he was going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I was like, who allowed this to happen? But Carlos, he just really cares about ratings, and same for Andy. For them, it's about ratings, it's about money. It's not about how this is going to affect the children. Like, how do you think your children are looking at you, seeing you flaunting yourself around Atlanta, being with this older lady? Not saying that they're looking at her age, but just like, I'm sure questions arise within these kids' minds to wonder, like what is dad doing? He got a baby with somebody else while he was with mommy. Now he's running around Atlanta with this other lady, possibly living in the chateau part-time and living at mom's house the other part of the time, and just really being a mess. Who wants to be associated with that? I believe that it's going to get to a point with these kids where they're going to feel like Jamal Bryant's daughters with Giselle Bryant, where they just really acted that they don't even really like their dad that much. That's definitely been displayed on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and a lot of the people who saw that really couldn't blame them. Of course, you don't want the children to hate their father, but based on the actions, because he's been out there screwing around other women, getting other people pregnant, they have siblings by other people that they don't even know, and they're supposed to see their dad as this upstanding guy just because he's leading a church and he can speak well and preach a good sermon. No, they don't look at that stuff and say, yeah, my daddy can preach a good sermon. No, they're looking at him like he's trash because he's gone around here getting other people pregnant, and how he did their mom, even though I don't care for Giselle Bryant. Nobody deserves that. And I feel that Melody and Martell's children, when they get older, they are definitely going to express how they really feel about their dad's actions. My personal opinion. So you guys, you can get in the comments and let me know what you think about this. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I am Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and I'm going to say bye.